Hello, welcome to another episode of the Love Works Show. For those who don't know me, my name is Nicole Moore. I am a love coach and expert love teacher, and I help women find love with what I call a top 1% man, a man that is amazing and incredible on all levels. And once you have him, I show you how to keep that man. The Love Work Show airs every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So I want to talk today about, are you blocking your man from coming in? And I don't just mean any man, I mean the right man. So if you didn't see, on Friday, this past Friday, on my Flirty Friday video on YouTube, I made a video about how to tell if you're ready for your man. I want to expand on that topic today because I honestly hear this all the time from women. You probably feel that way if you're watching this. Hi, Mira. Love you too, love. You probably feel that way if you're watching this and you are not with your man, or you're like, am I with the right man? I hear from women all the time, I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready. And they really believe it. If you're saying that, I know you believe it. But the thing is, we cannot receive what we are not aligned for. We cannot receive what we are not aligned for. And there is a very big difference between saying the words, I'm ready, and actually feeling it. Think of it another way. Imagine, hey, Gabby, imagine if you were trying to like quit something, or like a bad habit. And you know how you'll be like, I'm done with this, or a bad relationship. Have you said, I'm done? Have you said the words, I'm done, but you weren't really done? There's a difference when you're really, really done. It's the same thing with being ready. It is an energetic state of being where there is no question, where there is no doubt, where you are actually aligned. So in the Flirty Friday video last Friday, if you haven't seen that, go to my YouTube channel and check it out. I talked about 4 ways to tell if you're ready or not for your man. And I want to break those down deeper on the Love Work Show. And I'm going to start with the number 1 way, which is you are healed enough from your old wounds that the right man can come in. What does this really mean? First of all, what are the old wounds? So some of the old wounds that block love from coming in have to do with, I call it your inner little girl, but it's really when you were a child, what did you think and believe about love that is not really what love is? So for example, when I was a child, I didn't hear my parents say I love you to me. So that got interpreted as I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, I'm not wanted, I'm not chosen. And so my inner little girl believed that about herself for a very long time. So then I'm dating, but she's the one running the show. And so I said, how to tell if you're ready is you're healed enough. What does that mean? Because I don't want women suffering under the idea, like some women are really spiritual and personal developing themselves, and then they just decide that, you know, they're not developed enough, they're not ready enough, and they use working on themselves as a way to also feel not ready. Healed enough means when a man is in front of you, when a new man is in front of you, you can actually respond rather than react to that man. You can respond from an empowered place. You can actually watch the crazy thoughts in your mind and not believe them and choose something different. So for example, you have an abandonment wound and it's been with you for a long time, and you meet a new man and he is showing up and showing up and showing up, and then he doesn't text you for 2 days. If you're still not healed from the old pattern, you will have an insane freak out. You might even text him. You like not that texting him was bad, but you know what I mean? You're texting him, like hooking him, trying to get that validation back. There is this sense of you are not in control. So something happens in your love life and you're not in control. You think he's abandoning you. You think he's doing something wrong to you, and you cannot control your behavior. You don't want to be obsessing, analyzing, over texting him, but you literally feel as if you can't control it, or if it's like an out of body experience, like the pattern is moving through you. So sometimes I'll share, you know, maybe you've heard the story before, but for those of you who haven't, I used to not be able to sleep at night if I didn't get a text from a guy that I liked. Like I remember being at work and I couldn't even work. Like it was so intense that I just kept checking my phone 24/7, and it felt like there was like everything in me was like shaking. I was so anxious. Like I was so anxious until I got that text back, and then I would be able to be normal. But that's not normal. The pattern was controlling me. So can you see how when I was in that state, hey, Michelle, when I was in that state, of course I couldn't have a secure, stable man coming in because I wasn't a match for that. I wasn't healed from that. I actually didn't know I was worthy then. When I was freaking out, about a guy not texting me back, I didn't really know in my heart that I was worthy. I might have thought it in my head. I might have thought like, he should want to be with me, right? Like, but it wasn't embodied. So I wasn't getting that from men. Does that make sense? So you are blocking the right man from coming in if you're not doing the deep work to dive in and actually heal your woundedness. So check in. Do you feel worthy, or do you still have limiting beliefs around that? If you do, that's something to clear. Do you feel like you are the catch, like you're the prize? So when I met my man, Mike, Gabby's saying, I've been there. Thanks to you, I can manage my feelings and heal more when I get triggered. Yeah, that's because you did Men Attraction Bootcamp, right? And now you're getting Keep Your Man. So you've moved past that stage, Gabby, where the trigger is controlling you. So when I met Mike, I felt so worthy. Like I literally felt like any man would be lucky to be with me. And it wasn't a thought, you guys. It was a deep embodied feeling of truth. It was unshakable within me. And so before him, when I would have guys ghost me or it didn't work out, it didn't spin me into a spiral of negativity. Of course, I'm human. Like, I had a temporary feeling of, oh, okay, that kind of sucks. But it didn't spin me like it used to. When I was unhealed, if a guy didn't even just text me back, I would literally go into this whole spin of what's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I'm never going to have it. You know, it was so intense. So, you know, if you are healed enough, if you have a sense of being able to manage your triggers, if they're not completely taking over you, if you can respond rather than react, if you can feel the old craziness, the crazy town, the overthinking, the drama queen, or some people don't even have that. Some people, their response is they automatically just pull back and they go, I'm out. That's just the same thing as being over crazy town. But when that is healed enough, what happens is then the right man can come in. Yes, everything is a manifestation, yeah. So why should you be happy about this if you're blocking out the right man right now? Because you have an opportunity to heal that so the right one comes in. So I believe it's Marianne Williamson that says you shouldn't pray for your soulmate, because if he came in right now, you'd probably mess it up, right? And that's not everyone watching, especially, I have a lot of clients watching. You guys are on the healing path. Like, that's not where you're at. You guys have already done so much work to heal. But for some of you watching, don't you kind of know that? Like, you might have the desire for your man. You might feel really ready for your man. But deep inside, there's a part of you that knows that if the perfect man came in right now, if he was in front of you right now, you would either not feel worthy, you would feel super distrustful of him, not because of him, but because of the past. You would be so afraid of getting hurt again that you wouldn't be able to either open your heart or let him in, right? If any of that is happening, you're feeling unworthy. You're feeling like you cannot open up and trust him because of things that happened in the past. You're not seeing this new man in front of you. You keep comparing him to your exes. You keep fearing the same thing's going to happen. You're going into the future. You're trying to control the future. You're future tripping. If those things are happening, if you know the right man would come in and you would still do those things, then life is being very kind to you by saying, wait a minute, love. Let's heal this first, and then you'll have an even better chance of the man coming in. So I just finished like a retreat with my clients, and I asked them, like, what did you get, from this work? And I heard deep self-worth and certainty and belief and all of these beautiful things. And I trust in the universe now. I really have faith in God. And I asked them, I said, what if you hadn't met your man before having this, would it have worked? And they all said no. So I want you to imagine meeting the love of your life, and he's in front of you right now, and you don't have deep self-worth, and you don't have deep certainty and belief that no matter what, you're going to have the love of your life. If you don't have that before you meet him, you are latching onto this man, and you will turn to crazy town, and it will mess up the relationship dynamic. So imagine meeting him and not having self-worth and not having certainty and not having a sense of spiritual connection and a feeling that life itself is on your side. It's helping you get there. Imagine not feeling like you can create the life that you want and you're a magical manifester. You would be coming to the relationship with your perfect man with a feeling of lack inside of you. And that's the thing that ruins the relationships. It's when you come from this incomplete space. Now, remember I said, you're ready when you're healed enough, okay? We're all on a healing journey. We all are going to keep evolving and growing, but you're healed enough when you actually feel like the perfect man could come in front of you. And you might get triggered, and your inner little girl might start to want to come out and run the show, but you know how to manage her, and you know how to manage your thoughts, you know how to manage your energy, you know how to manage your little girl so you can show up as the best possible version of yourself. That is when you are ready for your man. And it is a feeling state. It is not, I'm thinking I am ready. It is an aligned energy. And you can tell based on the results that you're getting. So your life is a feedback mechanism. What you feel on the outside is what you're going to get from men on the outside. So look at your results and ask yourself, what is this showing me about my current level of readiness? And what is this showing me that I need to shift? So for example, if you keep on attracting unavailable men, you are not ready for the right man. Now, I want you to hear me on this. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. What I firmly believe is that every woman has the capacity for great love inside of her. And we learn patterns, we learn limiting beliefs, we learn ways of being that do not serve us to get what we want. Like, I was always worthy of great love, but I spent 20 plus, into my mid-20s even, with severe self-hate. That wasn't a match. It wasn't true. It was a way of being that I learned from thinking as a little child that I wasn't lovable. And I had to clear that to find an amazing man. So I hope this makes sense. I'm going to go through the other ways of being ready on future love work shows, but this is actually one of the most important ones. Are you healed enough that you are not taken over by the things that were previously blocking you in love? Lack of trust of men, lack of self-worth, lack of ability to stay centered and present and not future trip and go to crazy town. Lack of ability to open up your heart and just love. Lack of ability to feel safe in love. Lack of ability to feel certain and believe in love. If those things are present within you, then instead of saying, why isn't he here yet? Why isn't he here yet? Why isn't he here yet? I invite you to ask yourself, how can I heal these things? Because when you heal them, you actually feel ready. And when you actually feel ready, remember it's not a thought, then he appears. So I hope this was helpful for you. I do have some time for a couple of questions. So if you have questions about what I shared or anything else, you can post a question in the chat box. And I'm happy to help and support you. And for those of you who didn't watch my Flirty Friday video, go ahead and watch that because that's going to complement this. And I'm also going to post a link here if you'd like to go through my love alignment assessment, which will help you tell really easily how ready you are. A lot of times my clients will do it over again after working with me and they'll go, oh my God, like I'm so much more ready now. So if you'd like to do the love alignment assessment as well, I'm going to post a link because that will help illuminate for you what are these inner wounds? What are these blocks that you actually need to clear? So I'm not seeing any questions, loves. So in that case, we're going to end the love work show here. So I invite you to think about not why isn't he here yet? It's, is there anything within me that I need to shift that would help me actually feel more ready, more worthy for him to come in? Sending you lots and lots of love, and I will see you next week on the Love Work Show. Bye, ladies.